Alright, today we're going to be replacing some springs, rollers, bottom seal. I've got my DeWalt gun, DeWalt grinder, all my tools, bars, hammer, lubrication, and the springs. And I got my coffee. So first, I got the door up already, vice gripped it up. Definitely recommend 2 people lifting this, or you can bring everything in through the house, up to you. But broken spring. Change these out, and going to change out the rollers. First things first, take a sip out of the Dunkin' cup. And then we're gonna tackle these springs. All right, so broken one, you're gonna leave that for a second. You're gonna come over here and you're gonna unwind the spring first. After you get the spring unwound, you come over here, you loosen up this one, set screws, same thing for over on that drum and that drum, okay? Then you're gonna take these out just like a normal spring change. After you unloosen those, you can slide all the springs to one side, push the bar one way, and then you're gonna take the springs off. So what I didn't show real quick was how to take this grinder and how to grind down these spots. Just a little bit to get the spring off. And wanted to show too, black cone always goes on the right side. Always, okay? And then red cone always goes on the left side. So black cone, red cone. Once you get the new springs on, you're gonna tighten them up in the middle, and then you're gonna tighten that, left hand drum and cable, tighten that, left hand drum and cable. I have videos already on how to do a spring change, so I'm just gonna do it and we're gonna go from there. Spring change is done. 2 new springs on there. And lift the door, one hand, okay? So that's one job done. Now I gotta change out the rollers and the bottom seal. So this bottom seal it's gonna be rough to take off. It's really dry rotted. So what I like to do is I like to pull the door down to about right here so I can slide the bottom seal in and out of this little gapping right there. What you gotta do is you gotta vice grip the roller though. Like so. Just vice grip it just so the door doesn't go up or down, it just kind of stays right there. So you can actually take the seal off and you can slide it this way. But this seal is gonna be a pain in the butt to take off. So I'm gonna fast forward the video. While you're taking these seals off though too, I want you to look. Right there, you really can't see it, but there's a Phillips screw right there. And there's gonna be one on the other side. You gotta remove those first in order for the seal to slide. So once you pull the seal off, this is what you're left with. If you have this type of retainer, this is a retainer. This retainer is a T-shape. So T-shape, it looks like a T. That fits into this. There's different types of doors with different retainers, so just make sure before you pull this off, you got the right seal. You pull it off, and then you're gonna put this one on, and I'm gonna do that real quick. Okay, new seal is on. Now, what I personally like to do is I like to put that screw back in here, so here in hot environments, this type of seal likes to shrink. So putting one in here and one in over here definitely helps stop shrinking this. You won't have, in about 10 years, 8 to 10 years, this will shrink to about here, and then you're gonna have gapping here, so that screw saves that. Now we're gonna be changing out these rollers, okay? And there's 10 rollers on this 7-foot door, 5 on each side. Every single one of these rollers are easy to change out other than this bottom roller. This bottom roller has all that tension on it, okay? This cable is holding this bottom bracket on and up. So if you take these screws out, all that tension is gonna just make this bottom come out. So you don't wanna take this off unless you know how to. There's different ways to change out rollers, whatever way that you feel fit, but this, I usually like to take this track off and get this roller out, put in, and then put the track back on. The rest of these, you could just take all these, once the door's down, you can take all these screws out and just take the hinges off, pop the roller out, put the new one in, secure it back. You can do that for every single one of these other than the bottom rollers, and same thing for over there. So I'm gonna show you my little trick. I took these screws out. These are called lags, not screws, just lags. Took these lags out all the way down. This is still secure up here with the rivets. I was able to pop this roller out. So what you do is just pull this. 1 second. You have your new one. You're going to, 1 second. Okay, so what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna remove all your lags from here. You're gonna wanna scoot this track out, pop this out. You're gonna pull this ever so slightly. We're gonna basically get this back on here. 1 second. So for the bottom one, I had to bend the track a little bit to get it on. With this track is so forced down into the concrete, I could not barely move it, but it's on, and I did this one already. Basically took all the screws out, popped this off, popped the new one on, put everything back in place, and I'm gonna do the same to this one, and that one. That one you can, if you can take these 1/2" bolts off and slide this sleeve off, put the new one on, and I'm gonna do the same to that side. What? I missed. Okay, take 2. Okay. You're gonna want to spray in between the hinges, alright? Disregard the first one. I'll leave that in as a blooper. I just want you guys to see it. I'm using my phone right now to record everything. Eventually I'll get a GoPro and I won't have any hiccups like that. But lubricate your door, man. Lubricate all the hinges. Almost did it again. And you're gonna want to wipe your door. Wipe off the extra. Okay. Now, because I replaced these rollers, alright, with the nylon, you're not really supposed to spray because the lubrication can mess up the nylon, but just a little squirt inside. Not gonna hurt. Wipe your door down.